Man, Friday night. Hopefully everybody's having fun. Hopefully the weather is better to you than it is to me. So, a little bit of funky weather here in the 407, but at the same point, we'll see how it goes, man. But we're gonna talk about that last game of the season. Also, gotta talk about some of these watch parties we got going on. I'm not going to be in Atlanta, but what I am definitely going to do is I'm going to be at one of the watch parties. So I'm going to the watch party that the Orlando alumni chapter is having here. So if I see you there, shout out, say something. Had to be like, yo, how do you feel about me going to that one? So I'll be there. Otherwise, hopefully, y'all are getting some safe travels in. So y'all already know what's up. It's about to be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does! And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, greetings, salutations. Um, Look, hopefully you're doing well. I forgot to put the microphone on. So here it is. Haha. There you go. Now I sound like somebody. But look, man. Hopefully all is going well with you. And it's a rainy night here in Central Florida. So, but if y'all don't know, normally we do the show on Thursday, moved it to Friday. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because I know y'all was gonna watch Kamala, sorry. And yeah, I'm not crazy. This is- I know how this pecking order works. Sister girl is raising 500 million in how many days? Yeah, we ain't doing the kind of numbers here. But as we get ready and get ready for the football season and the basketball season, ill-behaved children like to play jokes on you. But we got to get ready, man. Tomorrow, this time, we're going to be celebrating, hopefully doing a little shuffling, doing the SOS dance and some more. But it's definitely going to be a lot of fun to be had. What's up, little baby? Good to see you as always. And, doing a little Fangs Up Friday edition. So, again, largely because yesterday was last day for the Democratic thing. So, look, I hope to be home by kickoff. Look, ah, I won't be home. I hope to be ready. That's all I'm gonna say about that. What's up, Gail? So, but yeah, if y'all haven't seen though, look, it's gonna be a really good time. Like I said, a lot of watch parties. Um, I think I saw one in Washington D.C., saw one in New York, and I know there's one here in Orlando. So, but y'all know Fangs Up Friday. Um, that's what the Google whatever thing gave me. So we're gonna roll with that today. And if you didn't catch, look, Hallelujah 95, St. Clair Moraine. Look, we had the show, good times, good conversation. So if you missed it, go check them out. Go check that out. Y'all know, kind of the co-host over there. So we're doing some fun things over there. Also, Family Volleyball, it was a little bit of a rough night. I got a little bit of concern because West Florida pretty much gave us all we can handle. Looks like we kind of took an L, but kind of want to see that. But we got some new coaches coming in. So another one of our former Rattlers is now a coach. So we started to see FAMU become the cradle of coaching, which I'm okay with. I like that. I'm happy to see it. I'm glad for it. Now, before we do me X Wax challenge and all this stuff, look, last game of the season that we were going to talk about was the Florida Classic. We didn't talk about that. Now, just go and said, I think FAMU's going to win that game. So you ask me how we're going to finish the season. Think you end up with a 2-loss season. I feel like you lose to Troy and Miami. Everything else, you should win. You did see, if you didn't see, go back and catch the ONG Strike Zone. They did a great job of going through the depth chart and kind of explaining to you, we know who quarterback one is. So not gonna act like I'm salty. Y'all know Junior's my guy. But at the same point, if Daniel Richardson can get the job done, I'm here. Like, I want whatever's best for the program. I don't need to be right so bad that it's going to hurt or be detrimental to the program. That's never me. So we see that. The surprise for me was at running back, though. Like, whereas quarterback, I can see that. Like, we know what we know about that quarterback situation and with that quarterback room. But when I saw Bo Somerset as the likely starter, that was that perked my ears because I kind of was like, okay, Kelvin Dean, but I kept hearing the whispers that Bo was doing work. Like, so, oh, little baby, they're not plainly saying it, but it sounds like a 2 QB system. Yeah, I wonder. I don't know how well you want to do that. Um, but again, I'm kind of like y'all. You know, I want to see and give Daniel Richardson a fair shake. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Just because I've seen what Junior can do, so I know what he can do on the field. I know his limitations from what I've seen. So I'm wondering, has he grown out of some of those things? And as when Coach Colsey says, it's about turnovers. It's the same thing. And remember, I said this as well. It's the same thing Willie Simmons said. Willie Simmons said the same thing last year. He said, hey, with Junior, you have some passes where it's like, yo, this dude has got it. And you got some other passes where you're throwing stuff. So I don't know how much of that he's kind of grown out of and just matriculated out of. But at the same point, hey, we got Richardson as our starter. That's the guy I'm behind. So I want to win. I don't care who the quarterback is. Like, again, I'm a little biased to Julia, but at the same point, I can't let my bias come in and be like, well, something where I'm coming in trashing the kid. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest with y'all at all times, even if it means that the person I thought was going to start ain't. So, to be honest, even if I get proven wrong, I'm still come back and say, hey, I wasn't right on that one. Man enough to do that. So, but look, when I see Richardson, probably the second home game. Probably gonna stay home for that South Carolina State game. We got some things we got to just take care around here. So I'll probably miss that first home game. Sadly, oh, hurts my heart. But it's gonna be some fun right there. Look, I'm biased towards the loyalty, but more biased towards the wins. Hello, somebody. Look, I talked about last night. If you didn't catch it, I'm telling y'all right now, Fang Exchange, go support Ashley. Go support what they're doing. They are doing great things. They're doing a mighty work over here. Look, so follow, update, buy merch, support our student athletes. Look, I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all it's not a competition between us, y'all know Fang Exchange goes right after Fangs Up. It's perfect. I love it, because some folks will be like, oh man, y'all doing the same night. I don't mind. Look, my thing is I want what's best for Mother FAMU. And when we're hearing what some of our players left FAMU for, to not get a quality experience when they could have stayed at FAMU and got a better experience for a couple dollars, hey, so support the Fang Exchange. Look, y'all gonna see some merch up here soon. I hadn't ordered it yet. I told y'all that. Look, first week of school, I'm dad teacher. Like, I got to make sure my baby's taken care of. So I got my students taken care of, got my children taken care of. So dad teacher. Hey, but Fang Exchange, y'all gonna see some Fang Exchange merch soon. I'm ordered, get my hat ready, have it in the background. Y'all know I post some stuff. But when you start to kind of look at that, it starts making you wonder and ask questions like, what can we do different to support our program and to make it better? Support the Fang Exchange, support our different NIL platforms, not even platforms, our different DSOs. So that's the better way of saying that because Fang Exchange is the Fang Exchange. It's our NIL program. The DSOs are DSOs. So, like I said, I got FAMU beating Cookman. So, if somebody has that question, how do you feel about it? Again, 2-loss season at the time. Everything else, I feel it should be a dub. Like, there's no reason we should lose to some of those other teams. Now, if you haven't seen, tomorrow is game day, and be prepared to get a smorgasbord of FAMU content. I'm just going to say, if you haven't been filled in the past, really every day since what, really Monday, you've gotten some type of FAMU content, and it's by FAMU content creators. Like, it ain't the people who are outside who may have good information. It's the people inside the house who have a interest in giving you the best and the most ah, telling you the stuff that we can tell you in the right way. You've been getting it. ONG Strike Zone got to double check with Brian. Hopefully, I'm not releasing any news, but they're supposed to be doing pregame stuff. Y'all know post game, we do instant reactions. So be prepared. Like, you're going to get a lot of information, FAMU centered, because we want to make sure not so much that we control the narrative, but that we're responsible with what we do and what we say. But tomorrow, if you are not out there and you can't make it, and if you hadn't seen the field, it's painted, it looks nice. It's going to be mostly orange or green. If you can't make it and you're here in Central Florida, look, Tom's Watch Bar in Orlando. The Orlando alumni taking over, starting at 7:30. Look, and they're gonna show the games with audio. That's important because I'm not leaving my house if y'all ain't got no audio. That is over there on iDrive. So if you're not familiar, if you are in the Orlando area, it's right there across from the escape game. Yes, the escape game that I'm always talking about, that escape game, and right next to the Checkers. So it's the world's largest Checkers, world's largest McDonald's, right there off of iDrive. That's where Tom's Watch Bar is. So I'm excited to see what it looked like. I got to double check the weather, but the watch party is going to be up there. They also are doing a party tonight in Atlanta, multiple parties in Atlanta. So just letting y'all know, we here, we out here. Football season started. If you don't want to hear us brag, don't talk about us. I'm gonna say that now. If you want to really shut the FAMUans up, don't talk to us. Like, at this point, I don't engage in folks who don't want me. I'm like Fantasia. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself. But tomorrow, like we've seen, like this. So honestly, I'm going to the watch party because I'm thinking I should be able to leave early. Should be a molly-whopping. Like I already told y'all, I got FAMU winning this game, and I'm really looking forward to kind of hanging out with some of the FAMU league. This is our first time in a couple weeks for some of us and a couple months for others. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Orlando Rattlers, look, I just said a few weeks ago. Like, I was at the uh, event over here in Ocoee. I was working it, me and the good noobs, but it's gonna be an orange out. And so that's the other thing. Wear the right colors, Rattlers. Wear your orange. Don't wear green. Y'all know Norfolk wears green too. Their green ain't like ours, but wear orange. And wherever you go, let's rock orange. Like, I was supposed to rock my orange, but hey, I'll wear it tomorrow. And I got the orange green, pretty much the FAMU flag behind me. So, and look, the 100 had a great rendition of Free Yourself, by the way. Look, and did y'all not see? Look, the 100 already started cutting up. Go to the, I almost said Instagram, Facebook page, and you're going to see they already started strolling, stepping. Like, you're going to start to see some really good content, really fun stuff. And honestly, if you are a Rattler fan, it's going to be that time. Trash talk's coming. When we win, trash talk's coming. If it goes the other way, the trash talk's coming. So just be prepared, just know it's coming. But really, just kind of catch on to we always say we brag different. We do, but we expect more. So that's part of why, like we said, we do have the Fang Exchange. We have these different things going on. We have some decent facilities. We got to get behind them though. We got to make sure that we're supporting those and honestly get ready to win. Like FAMU fans, it's gonna be fun. Like honestly, we've already talked about the game. Like I fully expect for FAMU's defense, especially now that we found out Norfolk State's got a late quarterback change. There's gonna be some problems. I think FAMU's secondary is going to be a problem. I think FAMU's defensive line is going to dominate. And honestly, Simmons, we miss you. But Colsey, he's pretty much said, I plan on running the ball. So a lot of y'all got what y'all asked for. Y'all like, hey, what's the offense going to look like? What's the defense going to look like? And Colsey finally said, oh, yeah, the offense is going to look similar to what we used to run. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then Colsey finally said, what, last week at 220 or this week at 220? We're going to run the ball. I'm trying to run the ball. I'm trying to limit the mistakes, limit the turnovers. And so that kind of goes me back to Lil Baby's comment about two quarterbacks, quarterback system. I don't know if it's a two quarterback system or is it a system where you try to limit how much your quarterback throws the ball. Because even when you go back last year, in actuality, maybe should have beat South Florida. Like, in all of what Brother Dixon has said, Nicholas Dixon's very right when he stated that USF should not have beaten FAMU. Like, we really beat ourselves. Those turnovers we gave away cost us the game. And so this is one of those games where we've seen Dawson Odoms upset FAMU. Like, I was there in Atlanta at the Georgia Dome when he was the new guy at Southern. And it's like, oh, we should get these guys. And then we didn't. So it's for me, I don't have so much of a concern about Norfolk State is talent-wise. Look, the drops, the fumbles, the interceptions. Yeah, man. Thank God it's over. But this is my thing with Dawson Williams. I know we got two teams that are going to try to play pretty solid defense. Can we look, little baby? Hello, somebody. Limiting the turnovers, seeing that accuracy isn't very high, especially on deep balls. Yeah, I mean, and some of that. Look, I'm not saying this as a hater. I'm 5'8", 5'9" myself. My brother's throwing on his tippy toes. Like, just is what it is. It's not so much that you can't see over the line. I think it's more of that there's a concern of making sure the ball gets to where it needs to go. Like, I think it's less of a I can't see, and it's more of a I don't want to hit somebody with the ball. I think the I can't see is low hanging fruit. That's like, oh, he's short, he can't see through the line. Okay, that's fine. I think it's more so of I'm 5'10", this guy's 6'4". If I throw this ball level, it's going to hit him in the back of the helmet. I think that's more of it than, that right there. It's like, what do you think of Reyes as center instead of, I mean, do you have much choice? I mean, I like it because, y'all know, TJ was my guy. TJ Demas, that was my dude. Like, I remember at Celebration Bowl, I didn't understand why he was so emotional, but he's like, I told you I was going to do it. And I was like, yeah, TJ, you're going to be back next year, right? And then, he transitions to coaching and everything like that. So I'm comfortable with it. Most guards have some ability to snap. And I think that's kind of my question with the two quarterback system, though, because Junior's like 6'3". You got one quarterback 6'3", another's 5'10", and you're snapping the ball to both. I don't know. That that could be just me overthinking, but I don't know if that's something you want to have done just to have that continuity. I do want to see how much of the option are we going to get now. I know that Colsey kind of quelled the thought that Junior's immobile, and I stated the same. Like Junior's more mobile than you think. But I'm wondering because a lot of times, and what we've seen from Richardson was him, running. Are we going to see more of the option from him? And when I'm saying option, I'm not saying your traditional triple option. I'm saying more of read option because what that does is when you're running the read option, it slows your linebackers down. It lets your receivers, especially, you're saying that we're saying that we have receivers who have speed. Can they take advantage in coverage? What's up, Marvin? Can they take advantage of the coverage of Norfolk? Because if there's an opportunity, and we're saying that, okay, deep ball accuracy is a struggling place, if a secondary member is out of position or a member of the secondary is out of position and the quarterback throws the ball and it ain't perfect, is it as big of an issue if it's kind of in the radius? Because from what I took from this was one guy's really accurate, but sometimes he don't throw it in the right place, where another guy throws it in the right place and he's accurate to a certain area. So I'm wondering how much of that you get, and then how many deep balls are you really looking to throw in this offense? Not saying that you don't have speedy receivers. I'm saying I don't know how much of just go get it, Roy, you're doing. I mean, sorry, that's lost to like all but 5 people and most of them are friends. But how much are you just throwing deep balls? So for those who don't know, I have a homeboy. Guy we went to high school with, Quentin. We would play Madden, and he would just throw deep balls to Roy Williams, and he'd say, "Go get it, Roy." So and that was our running gag. But at the same point, how much of that are you going to get from this offense? I don't know. I really think you're going to get a running back by committee, though, which we've always had ever since. Ooh, really for the past. Last time what was it for like Philip Sylvester? It's probably the last time you didn't have running back by committee. I think that's where the game's going to be kind of changed up. And as even though we see that Bo is supposed to be the starter, I think you get a healthy diet of Kelvin Dean. I think if we were doing like a snap count draft for this game in particular, I think it'd be safe to say that you're probably going to get 10 to 20 like split. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelvin Dean get a good 20 plays. So and look, EA looking for opposing DCs to put 8 in the box and prove we can beat them passing. I wouldn't be surprised. Only problem with that is speed. Like as much as I just said, our receivers aren't the burners that we may have had. They're also not slow, and they still got Florida speed. What's up, Ashton? So I think that's going to be something, that's going to be interesting. What's up, Tamara T? Have some fun. Look, like I told y'all, I'm going over to the Orlando watch party at Tom's Watch Bar. So, and I will wear FAMU stuff. I have a little, cap on somewhere. It's more subtle than normal, but I will be there hanging out with the FAMU Rattlers that are in attendance. But I think if you put 8 in the box, you open yourself up to get burnt. And even still, if it becomes something, this is my concern with that. If it becomes something where you struggle passing, then do you rotate quarterbacks? Because we're hearing that Richardson's leash is only but so long. But the problem is that you're stating the other quarterback has a turnover issue. So if one maybe isn't the most accurate with a deep ball and you stack in the box, and the other, you don't know if he's going to throw to the guys in orange or white. Now, where do you go with this? I think that's part of the scheme part. So I love that, what you brought up there, EA. Like, if the box is filled, which quarterback you going with? Because you got to make them see that you can beat them. I think that's where the tight ends come into play, though. And I think that's where the depth at tight end comes in. And what I really want to see, this is just me kind of nerding out as a football fan, how much formation difference are we going to see? Because the questions, and you heard it 220 was, hey, are you concerned about the running back field? And as I told y'all, I wasn't concerned because I knew we had a bunch of tight ends. And I could see where some of these tight ends aren't really tight ends, they're H-backs or fullbacks. So I'm just saying, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see some different formations, maybe some bigger formations, and you put some of these large formations with this offensive line and give a lead blocker. I think you might see some old school football. And look, Marvin, there you go. I think I'm with you. I think both quarterbacks get in. I definitely do. And I'd be highly surprised if Sunshine don't get him a touchdown. Like, I'm just saying, like, oh man, you gotta have motion all game. And this is one of my questions with that I had with Willie. And I love that EA. I think especially when you're having Daniel Richardson in there as quarterback, I think having motion and also having a pocket that moves. So that way it helps with the throwing lanes. Again, it's less about him seeing over the line of scrimmage and over the lineman. It's getting the ball through throwing windows. And so I think if you move the pocket, especially and if you have motion, all of a sudden it just slows the defense down a little bit, ever so slightly, because a fraction of a second you pausing to think is the difference between a guy that's running full speed getting past you and maybe you being able to keep up with them. And look, and if they can't stop our run game, it's a wrap. Yeah, I think it's oof. I think that's going to be Norfolk's biggest strength against FAMU is their run defense. That's just thinking about that style, MEAC style of defense. Not saying it's like factual, whatever. But my opinion, I think their secondary is not going to be as strong as their D line. But I still think their D line is going to have problems with FAMU, just because one of the things even you've heard them and others mention, how many transfers has FAMU brought in? And within the past couple years, how many former FBS players are now playing at FAMU? And they're not small linemen. We're talking large offensive linemen, 300 plus pound offensive linemen that can move people. Like, I mean, granted, they got to make sure they're not holding. Because I don't know if you saw that video, was the last week, the running play, and it's like, oh yeah, he got through. It's like, yeah, there's some holding there. Just saying, refs are definitely gonna look at that. But and look, play X is gonna kill it. Yep. And I think I was searching for the right word. Sorry about that. I think a bootleg on play action, especially with Daniel Richardson, killer, because it's the added part that he's a little more mobile than Junior. He's just a little bit more, not a lot, but a lot of it. I'm telling y'all, my boy ain't slow. He's a better pocket guy, but he's got good speed. I think Daniel Richardson running a play action bootleg is a problem because, especially in the modern game of football, when y'all were, or us, or younger, and that quarterback ran the bootleg, it was a surprise when the quarterback just kept running to get some yards. But now, you can credit people like Steve Young, Michael Vick, whoever you want to, Donovan McNabb. When a quarterback takes that play action and is running the boot, all of a sudden, there's layers to that play now. There may be a read in the middle or underneath, sorry. There may be a read over the top. And he may have the option as a quarterback just to run, slide, and get what you can. And that's the key thing. My big thing that I want for Richardson, Jr., any of our quarterbacks, I want them to protect themselves because I'm with Marvin. That play action is going to hurt them having 8 in the box because at a certain point, you're going to start to kind of outflank guys. And again, the speed. There's not many teams at this level that have FAMU speed. As I watch this American Heritage kid walk away from these kids from Milton, like that's Florida speed. Like you see some of our guys, and a great example, first game of the season, Jackson State last year at Hard Rock Stadium, kickoff return for a touchdown. And it's like, yep. All people from Florida, like, oh yeah, he's fast. Other folks, oh, he's really fast. We're like, yeah, yeah, it's kind of the norm. It's the usual. Like, I think that's gonna be it. And the other piece, I ain't gonna lie, even though coach had to run that wind sprint, I'm a little concerned about the special teams. Like, I'm just saying, the punting team, I'm good on. But y'all also had too many days when y'all was saying we had 2 for 4 field goals, 1 for 4. I'm a little concerned there. Not a lot of big concern, but just a little bit concerned because again, the first 4 games don't matter. Like, I know I'm not supposed to say that. I know that's just really like kind of way beyond the third wall. But the first game that matters is Alabama A&M. Every game matters because you're trying to grow the team and build continuity and all those buzzwords that really engage your fan base. But for what you're trying to do, meaning win the SWAC, go to the Celebration Bowl, all that matters is that in the first 4 games, you come through unscathed and you run through the SWAC. Because honestly, this could be a rematch. Kind of doubt it will be. If you ask me, ooh, dang, he dropped the ball. Who I think FAMU plays if we go to the Celebration Bowl, probably North Carolina Central again. I think that's probably the pick, but you never know, you know. And I love what Little Baby says. They matter to me. In conference play, no, but I do want to enter the season with some wins and some say that we can hang with the teams in FBS level. I agree with that. I want the wins. So don't take me as saying when I'm saying they don't matter. That's why I say they don't matter to what you're trying to do. They're important to us, the fans. But as far as like, and really for bragging rights and those kind of things, it's just showing that you can handle business. But for winning the SWAC, getting to the Celebration Bowl, that's where I'm at right there. Very concerned. I asked that during the 220 Club, reported about our kickers from FSU supposed to be awesome. That's what they say. I'm just saying. And I definitely I wonder about that though. Like, because not saying that you should be 4 for 4 for all your field goals, but you know, you want to be at least 50%, hitting most of them, And they got Morgan as over 1. We'll see. The defense is nasty though. Look, FAMU's defenses. This is on paper. Let me make sure I say it just like that. This is on paper the best defense in the SWAC. That's not me trying to blow smoke up anybody's butt. I'm not trying to make it anything that it's not. But if we're all being honest with ourselves and we keep it what it is, and y'all know, if I'm honest enough to tell you my team's going to lose and when they might lose, I'm honest enough to tell you when they're solid. This is the best defense in the SWAC. From secondary on down, best defense. And you don't talk about some of the transfers. I've said it before, even with the secondaries. Nobody said DeMaury Tate's name yet. And it's not that the kid's not good. Like, it's just the secondary is that deep. Eric Horn, like, you start looking around, if the secondary can catch, we might have some Billy Joe era scores off of turnovers. Like, and look, how's the Dark Cloud defense? fire. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, Kylan, I gotta let you know. That dark cloud defense, that's the defense you want your team to look like if you're in the SWAC. If you're in the SWAC or MEAC. Like, this is I don't want to say that for the MEAC. I'll speak for the SWAC. But I think if you put FAMU in the MEAC, you're not going to get much difference as far as how good this defense is. Might be the best defense in Black college football. Might be. And I said might be, so I don't come off as overly arrogant, but kind of is what it is. What's up, HBCU Band Talk? Hey, stay safe. Because y'all got what? The Coke 400 over there in Daytona? Yeah. You might as well shut campus down. Y'all ain't got you can't do anything for the whole weekend if you're in Daytona. Sorry. If you've never been, I will tell y'all, a race in Daytona is different than on TV. It actually is fun. The Bojangles at the track sucked when I went. And it's just because they don't serve bone-in chicken down here at the Bojangles. It's just chicken strips, trash. But it's just, yeah, good luck, Band Talk. Look, we got starters for the starters. We do. Like, Coach Colsey was not being hyperbolic when he was saying FAMU is really 44 deep. Like, it's easy to say 22 because it's 11, but 22 is 11 on both sides. You're like 46 deep, maybe 45. We're not going to use 45, so we'll say 46. So I'm including kickers. Can we get pressure with just 4 without Dunn? Yeah. I don't. I had my questions about Anthony Dunn leaving in his impact until a few weeks ago, because I was like, he's a freak athlete. But then I started kind of thinking and just started thinking about personality types. So I'm a teacher. So one of the things I do is I like to fit people based on personalities. How long you think Anthony Dunn and Colsey was going to rock? Just, man, ask that for a friend. I just don't. I think they would have butt heads. How do you think FAMU's offensive line is? Mary 305, I think they're fire. I think FAMU's offensive line is the best part of the offense. I'm sorry. I know the running backs are the easy thing to point to because you have Kelvin Dean. You got Bo Somerset. But I think FAMU's offensive line is the best thing smoking. Just being honest. And for me, I'll include the tight ends in the offensive line. When I include that tight end room in the offensive line, I think this is another area when you start looking at what you did in the transfer portal, what you've done just in recruiting in general. I think FAMU's got one of the best offensive lines. I don't want to just, I want folks to be like, oh, he just think FAMU got the best everything. But I think FAMU's got the best secondary. I don't think FAMU's got the best quarterback in the SWAC. I'll say that. He may prove me wrong. Either of them may prove me wrong. But I don't think you got the best quarterback. I think you have the best running back room. But I think the best running back's elsewhere. Receiver, I don't know yet. I think you got a good receiver room, but it's unproven. But we're talking offensive line, secondary, maybe linebackers. I think FAMU's the best. And I think that D-line's up there. But I think that O-line look, I'm just saying, Kylan, they're nasty. Like, FAMU's O-line is maulers. Like, watch some of the practice video and watch how they're moving those dudes. And those some 300-pound defensive tackles. Like, not saying that again, but just looking at it and seeing what this offensive line did at times with guys who were somewhat injured and some undersized. Y'all remember that Prairie View game? Both of them? When it was just like, this ain't gonna work. I see a lot of that when I'm looking at some of these other teams. I just think Fame's going to dominate those lines of scrimmage. Like that's just me. Look, the GCG combination has to be running the ball. I'm just saying that's why I said when I'm looking at Richardson, I think that's part of the thing that you're going to get from him more than you got from Junior. I don't want to say he's going to be more durable, but he's more compact. Like y'all talk about us short people and make fun of us, but one of the things a lot of times when you're short, you know, you respond a little different to you know contact. No Diddy. And I think that's going to be a part of the game. Like, remember, what did FAMU's offense look like once Musa started running the option? Not that Musa was an excellent runner; he was a solid runner. But remember that 22 season when Musa didn't run, and it's not because he couldn't run. In my opinion, Musa didn't run because he knew, yeah, the guy behind me, yeah, it ain't looking good. Whereas last year, he's like, the guy behind me can at least get something. Like I can get something out of that. I think Richardson is going to give you some of that. Like when they're saying the playbook is going to be similar to last year's, we forget how often did FAMU, especially at the close of that stretch, run that option with Musa, run that read option, let him read, and then he's holding a linebacker or maybe a defensive end. Now the problem with that is, you know, Musa's what 6'3", 6'4". Richardson 5'8", so he might be able to see around the defensive end, but he might be able to get around them. But I digress. You still kind of have that extra wrinkle in the offense. So look, I must say I'm surprised Caesar started at center. I thought he may be going back to guard. Like I said, when you lost TJ Demas, I think that's where you kind of sealed that because remember, TJ really played. He played. He played every position on the line, but he was mainly center guard. Like, so you lost him. We lost Cardell. He ended up going to Colorado. So I mean, Riz getting them boys something in Colorado. So I'm just saying, look, I did not know he was Haitian. That's what's up, man. I did not know he was Haitian. And look, I like you said, Richardson is smart about making easy play. He can be. And I think the biggest concern, and I'll say this for me, was that year at FAU. Because prior to that, he was pretty efficient. But last year, yeah, I think he had like 10 interceptions, which granted, Musa had how many interceptions? So if I'm being fair, and fair is fair, I'm not going to chastise you if I'm not going to praise you. I mean, Musa had about 10 picks himself. So how much, if you're looking at lost gains, how much you lose and how much you gaining. But then also, Musa was doing that with, I ain't going to say shorter receivers because Nick Dixon's like 6'2", but I think the receiving core might be because Manigo had good size as well. We're going to miss Manigo. I ain't going to lie. Like, I'm going to miss Manigo just as a distractor. But just saying. And look, FAU was consistently behind in games. Not the greatest team, man. Like, they fell off. They fell off. They shouldn't have hired Taggart. And a little baby says, I see why they're running the same stuff from last year, consider we got a similar quarterback. I'm just saying, you start looking at turnovers, whatnot, but also you start to think this is the first time that this offensive coordinator has truly been able to run the offense. And Cozy's honest about that. He's like, yo, this is his first time really being the OC and play caller. How much of that, especially when you're bringing back last year's talent, you're so reliant on that talent. And part of the reason you bring back Cozy and you say we don't want other people is because you want to promote continuity. How much is that also saying, yo, man, don't be changing the offense and the terminology and started to create some new stuff just because you got some power. Like, I'm just saying, and that's not a slight to Coach Henry. That's just saying out loud, like, how much of this is just we want to keep this consistent. So I think that's kind of the idea as well. When it's like we're gonna run some of the same play calls, you're gonna have the same mindset as far as structure. But obviously, he ain't gonna be Willie. Like some of the stuff Willie ran, we're not gonna see. Hopefully, that damn screen. Like, I'm sorry. I hated the Willie Simmons screen. I love Willie as a coach, but I hated that damn screen. Like with the Willie Simmons screen is right up there with OBG taking it away that damn hill. And y'all know it all started with that damn hill. Sorry, Earl. I know you're at the Ricketts game, Ricketts versus Godby. I don't have a dog in the fight. If I had to, I'd have to go with Ricketts because my mom's a Ricketts alumni. But it all started with that hill. Look, that freaking bubble screen, when I tell you, I believe we almost threw an interception in Celebration Bowl on that. Oh my gosh. I hated that play. And I don't like, I promise you, that bubble screen, when it comes to play calls, is up there with Jimbo Fisher running a draw on third down and forever. I hated it. Oh my gosh. I used to scream at the TV watching FSU do that and watching Willie run that screen. I'd be like, no, here you go with the damn screen. like, like, right, pick six. Like, because that's part of the problem with that screen. And it's good in segments where teams don't see it coming. But when it's just a regular part of your offense, man, that thing gets jumped and it's over. Like, OT was never quick enough to make the block. Look, whoo, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And when you got a quarterback who that ball might be kind of high too, I don't know. I just don't want, I hope the screen is not a part of our offense. I told y'all before, and I used to ask Willie about this all the time. Man, I really felt like the pistol was something. We ran a little bit of it. We didn't run a lot of it last year. The year before, we definitely incorporated it. I want to see that. I just think you get that running back a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. He's running downhill. He gets to make that one cut. And I'm just saying, something about the pistol. I just hope I see a little bit more of that. But, considering some of the concerns, I do think you're going to see a lot of the shotgun so that Richardson has those throwing lanes. And just so that really it helps with reading defense and reading coverage. Like he's standing there looking at the coverage opposed to under center, drop back, read. I think it makes life a little easier. So, but man, y'all, look, let me let y'all get ready for sleep. Look, Brian, I know y'all doing something. Look, drop on y'all's page when y'all are doing your pregame watch party. We're gonna do a little post game, depending on what time they shut it down. But we're gonna do something post game. Look at the game. Hopefully, get to celebrate a Rattler win. Talk a little trash. And look, I ain't gonna lie. I might just stuff the computer with me, bring it with me, and we might just do it straight from the Orlando alumni event. So that might be the fun. That might be the move. So like giving props for the throwback tight end screen. Oh yeah, look, now that double pass Willie had. As long as Xavier Smith wasn't throwing the ball, that bug was deadly. I'm just saying. Sorry, Zay. But look, for her sort of Black Techies, look, it's going to be a family-filled weekend, y'all. Penalty Talk's doing something. ONG Strike Zone's doing something. They are in Atlanta. I'm going to the Orlando watch party. If you don't know, look, let me make sure I put you back on game because you already know. I got to support my local chapter. So Tom's Watch Bar, if you're in Orlando, I'll be there. Probably get there around 7:15, 7, make sure I get my spot, get my table. So might even do a little post game from there. So we'll see. Have a little fun though, man. Let's get that going. It's man, Brian having Lou Williams win. ah, oh no, Brian having a living pepper lose. Oh goodness. Hey, if Brian got that earring in though. Hey, little baby, be safe. Don't be rushing home, man. Look, but we will do a post game and just celebrate, man. Welcome back, FAMU football is here, and really, it's about to be a fun season. And I think we're gonna see some great things. We are trying to repeat, so bring it back, Cozy. Y'all know for Hurts with the Black Techies, though, it's always gonna be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started. Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it?